Hi guys, it's Blake from RC Mast. Today we are currently in the middle of painting various parts from different projects that we've got. I've got parts from RC Frankenstein Mark II. I've got some parts that are going on the Land Cruiser that you've obviously have seen in our intro video. It was originally white, it's been painted military green with silver parts and red underneath. And we've also upgraded the wheels. The bigger parts that you see, like the steering wheel, the two seats, the center console and the dash, are out of a personal project of mine that I'm doing. The body will be coming along later, as that is currently in the middle of the process of getting re-sanded and fixed. I'm also upgrading parts from Frankenstein RC Mark II by painting different body panels, so we have two sets of body panels, and changing the colour of the rims. So from being gold and black to they'll be going to gold and silver, and yeah, we'll see how we go with everything else, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, now we've cleared out the cars so we don't get overspray on them. I'm going to show you all how to prep your parts for your RC car or whatever you're doing by sanding, wiping down, masking up and getting ready for paint. So basically what I use at the moment is a nail file. Any roughness or smoothness, basically grab your part, put it in your hand, cut backwards and forwards. Your job is to mainly get all the gloss and the shine off the RC car so it doesn't affect the paint. Basically like so. Then you grab your microfiber cloth and just basically wipe it down. Make sure your microfiber cloth is clean. Then we go for our tape. Blue masking tape seems to work for me. Right about now I'm just going to show you how to mask up wheels that you want to do, as I've masked up all the other stuff. Basically what you want to do is cover one half of the rim with tape. You get another piece and go like that. Basically cover them around, run your finger over it a couple of times, get your trusty blade. If you're a kid, make sure you get an adult to do this, and then just carefully and lightly run the blade around on the very edge, creating a seamless line. Yeah. Obviously that one did not work properly because it was too thin, but the joys of it, let's get the leftover pieces that you cut, and then voila, and just repeat.
Alright, so guys, it is Hayden. I'm also here working as cameraman and assistant today for Blake. As you've probably seen his first video that was done in a shed far away. And say that. Now we've joined forces. So basically while he's taping up those wheels, getting them prepped, I'm just going to go over a few things, especially when it comes to painting stuff. Or especially if you're a child, make sure you always have an adult in nearby, or at least to give some assistance, because spray cans, you can't buy them unless you're over the age of, I think, 16 here in New South Wales.
About 16, yeah.
Yeah, it might be different in different countries and different states, of course. But just have a look at your regulations on buying spray paints. Good thing is with hobby paint, it's not as bad as there are very small can, as you would have seen in the background of the video. They're not even the size of your palm, so good thing about these, they're very small and they don't spray too far because they're meant for perfection with modelling, which you can use them on metal parts and plastic and anything in between. So just make sure your paint prep is obviously done and sanded, and that's about it. I'll cut for a second because I've got a phone call to do, and I'll be back with it. Now obviously with these seats as well, they've been masked up quite well. Just make sure you have a adult do these, because especially if your child, very sharp Stanley knives, razor blades, not fun. And we'll be back with it with Blake in a minute.
Alright, so we'll set these aside. They'll be going back to a later date. Now, always shake your cans before you use them. Sit them in the heat to warm them up. First coat, you always want to do a light little dust coat over everything. Some parts aren't going to come out as light as you would like them for the first time, but it's always good to cover them all evenly. And you don't have to be fully experienced either to do it. Let it dry for about, I don't know, say
15 to 20 minutes, something like that, yeah.
Minutes, and then you're on to stage 2. So we'll let these two sit aside. Grab the 2 parts that I sprayed beforehand, and we go for second coat. So you just want to go backwards and forwards. Not too heavy, not too crazy.
Obviously you got to use even strokes as well.
Yes, even strokes. You will get a little bit of mobilisation,
especially working outdoors.
Especially working outdoors. It's just a effect that you get. So you just go backwards and forwards. Some parts will come out so they look a little bit dusty, but you go from there. Now to let them dry. Grab our wheels, we've masked up. Get our silver paint and
now obviously if you're younger and have a bit more brains, you'd be wearing a respirator of some sort, as paint is poisonous.
Highly poisonous, but
it will kill you in the long run.
Yes.
Not in the short run.
But now we let them all dry and we'll come back for the second and third coat on everything.